Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Peaky Blinders season 6, episode 3. The middle of the season, in fact. That's it, no? We have only 6 episodes for this season 6, the last season, so it's already the middle of the season. If I'm thinking about it like that, it means that normally we're gonna reach the deepest point of Tommy's life during this episode. You know my rule, you know how shows are functioning normally and all of that, like we have to lose a lot to win at the end. And if we are considering, you know, how the season can be built, we're gonna reach that lowest point during this episode or the next one. I don't think, you know, the episode 5 or 6, like... it's 1 hour episode. You know, maybe in fact it can be during the episode 5, and because of the fact that so many things happening into each episode, because it's 1 hour episodes, we can resolve everything during the episode 6. I don't know, but I'm not having a good feeling, you know, with this episode. I don't know why. Maybe because Tommy is right there without being right there. The fact that he's not drinking, I don't think that it's a real issue with that, because that's what they are saying, you know. I think that it was Lizzie who implied that, or Ada maybe. I can't remember, but I don't want him to drink. I want him to have all of his head. And it's not that the real issue. The real issue is the fact that he tried to kill himself to join Grace. You know what I think about her, I'm not gonna come back to that. But even if I think that about her, I'm repeating it each time, it doesn't mean that I can't see that it's the love of his life, that that was the best relationship that he had, according to him, and that it would be okay, in fact, at the end for him to join her. Like, I'm not against the idea, I'm not against their love, I'm not against him wishing to join his love, stuff like that, I'm not against it. But because of that, because of what happened, him trying to kill himself, and in fact he couldn't, he said it, he considers that he killed himself. That's what he said to Jack, I think. That's what he said to him. He said, that's it, I killed myself, now it's a new Tommy, or it's not even him. Lizzie, she said it like, he's a viewer, he's just watching what's happening into his life and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's doing a lot of stuff for his life, for his family. He has this dream about the fact that this is his last mission, like it's the last thing that he has to do, and after that, he can go on a vacation, you know, like he can retreat and just enjoy his time with his family. I would want that, for sure I would want that, but with a life like Tommy had, with all of the traumas that he still has and that he never resolved, with everything that's happening around him, with his family also, how his family is right now, I don't think that it's possible, in fact, for him to just rest. I would want that, really believe into that. I just want that for him, to be able to rest. We have health issues already with his daughter. We have Arthur, who is so in drug and all of that, like it's insane. He promised, you know, Tommy promised that he would try to reach out Linda again if Arthur is getting clean. Like, first, can he get clean? And second, is it really a good idea to get clean only, you know, for a woman? Like, I would want Arthur to be clean for himself. We'll see. I don't know what we can have now. There is that issue, there is the issue with Michael. Okay, Michael is in jail right now, but he's gonna get out of jail at some point, and he's gonna want his revenge, personal revenge for what happened to Polly You know that I hate that idea, but at the same time they made that really clear since the beginning of this season that, you know, Michael versus Tommy, this is the main storyline of the season. They made that clear with Polly repeating that in each episode, Polly's voice. And at some point we're gonna have it. And he has also this professional revenge to have with what Tommy did to take Michael off of the deal. And Gina, she's gonna go to England, she's gonna talk with Tommy for sure, and Michael is afraid of the fact that maybe she can switch. I'm not afraid of that. I'm afraid in fact that Tommy would try to manipulate her. For him, he's gonna succeed, but in fact not at all, and she's gonna tell him I did all of that for Michael, and you know it's gonna be a trap in fact for Tommy. I think that we can have a situation like that. So already all of these issues into his family. This big issue with Michael. The situation also with the deal that it's trying to make is making promises and deals with a lot of persons, but all of these things can't work together. At some point he's gonna have to betray someone. We'll see how he's gonna deal with that. And yes, with a Tommy who is there but not really there, it's making me worried for this episode. What is gonna happen during this episode? The last one ended with, again, Ruby having a crisis. We know that he has also some crises, so he has also health issues. He has this trauma which is coming back into his mind a lot, like he's haunted by that. Maybe we're gonna have to resolve that during this season at some point. I think so. Maybe not during this episode, maybe we can keep that for the end of the season. No matter what, it's gonna take a lot of him. It's gonna be painful, it's gonna be rough, it's gonna be long also. And with the political situation happening also right now, like, everything is so bad. I can't see any reason to have hope, to be optimistic about the situation. Ada is the only thing, you know, the only person that I trust, you know, that much to survive to everything, to help them no matter what, to be there no matter what. You know that she's really the person right now, the character that I trust the most. Oh, and I saw that also during the last episode. I'm really afraid to lose Johnny at some point. You know, he was always there since the beginning, always a good help, always a good friend, and is involved into everything without being one of the main characters, and I'm afraid of, at some point, him being killed or something like that. I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode 3. Like usually, if you want, remember that for all of this season 6, you're gonna have these episodes earlier on my Patreon, one day sooner, and with an extended or a full reaction part. For now, I didn't put any full reaction part, but maybe at some point it's gonna happen, you know, because we're gonna be close to the end and it's gonna be more difficult to cut into the episodes, to cut some moments, to cut some of my reactions. Like if a lot of things are happening, I can't cut into it that much. So for now, it's only extended reaction parts that I put, but maybe at some point it's gonna be full ones. I prefer to warn you. It's the best way to support me, Patreon, because I'm a little reactor, so right there on YouTube, it's not that much, you know, that I have from YouTube, if not to say, not that much. So if you want to support me, really, you can go on my Patreon. Oh, and I'm not, yes, I didn't say it, I think, during the intros of this episode of the season 6. But remember also that I reacted to this show entirely on YouTube, so if you want to binge watch all of this show when we would finish it, or just right now, you know, to be really present and right on time for the end, to have everything into your mind, you have my playlist, you know, with all of the videos that I made about this show. It's really a journey that you and I will take together, this show. Let's go for this episode 3. I'm really stressed. I'm really stressed and worried, and it's really bad. You know, I'm someone who is really optimist normally, and right there to have really no hope, it's weird and it's bad. Let's go.
That's my daughter. You hear me? Who brought this
It's a
on?
contagious disease.
Who brought this curse?
Tommy!
It is on purpose. To punish me.
My husband is very sorry.
What do I have to do?
Please, Lisa.
Sorry.
Tommy.
Thank you.
Thank Lizzie for being there to calm you.
Mr. Shabby, you will need to keep still for a moment.
That's the old boy. No!
To see what's inside. Wait till you see. God. God knows what's inside.
Oh, it's so dark. But maybe they're gonna see what is wrong with you, my dear. With your eyes. This picture is really
She's
great.
a tubercular infection and a flump. You've caught it quite early. If that doesn't work, they use gout.
Huh?
They say it helps, but it will make her more sick at first.
Is she strong enough? They're not looking into the same direction. The picture, like they are close, but they are...
They say what the chances are.
She's small. On TV, that's not good because the disease is big and fast.
Oh, Lizzie. I love them. Ruby, I swear, if Ruby would die, Tommy, if he was already not present, like he's gonna...
I'm so sorry. I know. Oh, strong and bog.
You still think that it's a curse?
You should be wearing a mask.
I am.
Oh, Tommy!
I know you want nothing to do with my business. Ruby, he's very sick. I need 5 days of your time.
And she's gonna help. This is Ada. She always helps.
Egyptian, 18th dynasty, I think.
How do you know so much about Egyptian vases?
Okay.
Why did you take it out? To show it to her.
One of them becomes a gangster and a politician. The other, a collector of antiques. It is quite extraordinary.
A result of genetics, I think.
My dear, you researched me and I researched you.
Obviously.
1919, you would have come through my front door carrying a revolver and a Molotov cocktail.
Isn't it wonderful how time changes everything?
I'll be here later.
Where's Mosley?
He heard Thomas wasn't coming, so he decided to stop.
He puts his daughter's welfare before business.
Even
And he's right.
Wild.
I thought today was purely social.
Now that it's just you, I suppose it will be.
You don't know her. You're underestimating her.
You should know your brother has altered my life.
Do we care?
In the absence of the men, shouldn't we ladies be engaging in small talk?
Very well.
Can you do that?
When the time comes for the great cleansing, I myself will personally argue the case that the Jews must be dealt with, but that the gypsies should be spared.
Are you threatening her in a way? I mean, that's a false protection that she just offers. She's in fact reminding you that there is a threat around you.
Who the fuck are you?
Hmm? You're hiding well, guys.
I'm the owner of this cold pistol. And the bullet's within it. And I'm in a hurry. I'm looking for Esmee, Shelby Lee. Never heard of her.
Come on.
Mandy comes to book a Talaki Karma scene.
Esmee's husband was a fucking dirty decoy. He was a Peaky Blinder.
Yep.
Where is she?
Esmee?
Put your gun away, Thomas. There's children around. You only found me because I let you find me.
Maybe.
I heard you were looking. I'm curious. See if I'm in charge here.
Oh, I'm sure of it, Esmee.
Jalabri!
I'm daughter. Esmee. Her name is Ruby. She's fallen ill suddenly. She's very sick.
Tommy Shelby, OBEMP. Running around the mountains in pursuit of a gypsy curses at it. Thought you'd probably deal with the spirits.
Ollie's dead.
Don't.
My daughter is dying, Esmee. Some people go to France. To Lourdes, I hear they sell trinkets. I need more than fucking trinkets.
And he's coming to you.
I can tell from your reaction this is not your doing. Sorry for troubling you.
But maybe she can help.
I'm deeply, deeply annoyed that Thomas isn't here.
It is a family emergency, apparently. We only have Ada, the sister.
Stop underestimating her.
The sister is allowed to speak.
She thinks this lunch is purely social.
The sister is here because there's sickness in the family. Thomas, and please remember that in this moment, in this room, it is the Shelby family that holds the power. Because we have the information and the incentive. So when I speak, please keep your fucking mouths closed. Because although I'm reluctant, I am actually quite good at this. And yes, I will have champagne.
The Shelby family are all witches and sorcerers who speak freely with the dead, so who is a Shelby?
Ada, she's really like, I'm gonna keep my calm.
Gina?
Men bore me. Ada, do you have a man?
Nope.
My husband died. But of course we speak often. He's been unavoidably detained.
Nothing's unavoidable. His daughter is unwell. He doesn't have a wife?
Some research on you too, Mr. Nelson. Ada here is the smart one of the family. I learned that when you were young, you lost a brother and a sister to consumption. He's gone off in search of alternative approaches to curing the disease. Experimental work that he hopes will save the life of his daughter.
In his shoes, I would do the same thing.
You respect that and
He often has that effect on people.
Yes, and my future husband has that effect on 20 million people in this country who attend his rallies and listen to his broadcasts.
I'm sorry, that was really me being so annoyed by that woman and then talking like that to Ada.
Brother sends his apologies for not being here and would like to invite all of you to his home for a meeting. A meeting where the real business will be done and where you can meet like minds from Ireland. I would also like to discuss the future of Europe. And looking at my glass, I see I still don't have champagne.
Michael told me the sister had gone straight.
Yes, but her brother is the son. The rest just orbit around him.
Don't act like you know them
Gina tells
that
me
much,
lots of things.
Gina.
What exactly does the Shelby Company Limited do?
Everything.
Mandy Jean's been pal on the cover. Something you should see. Someone dead. Someone grieving. I can't explain where you have to go. It's not taking it.
Yeah.
I hope the suspension's good.
We know that she has a lot of enemies. Clearly.
Mrs. Thorne, Mr. Shelby isn't here.
We know.
I know. I am. No one is allowed to go in if he's not here. Just bring me the keys. All of the keys.
I fucking love her.
Do you want tea, Mrs. Thorne? Whiskey. Mr. Shelby doesn't allow whiskey in the building anymore. Have someone go and fetch some. Until Mr. Shelby comes down off the mountain, I'm in charge.
Yes, you are, and I think that you're gonna stay in charge. It suits you really well, Ada, to be in charge. Oh, this place. Ah, you know, to see it from outside like that, like we all missed it.
For the next 5 days, I'm not the boss's sister, I'm the boss. Where is Arthur?
Locked her in the cash safe.
Sit down.
She is the boss. Remember that.
Nice perfume. It's going to be an accountant. Everybody said I'll be wasted. Counting money. Stop stealing it.
The what?
We have opium in storage at the salt house docks. Word got out among the dock workers. They started stealing cupfuls. Now it's by the bucket. The sale of the stolen opium is being organised by a union convener called Hayden Stagg. In the envelope you'll find details of where to find him.
Is there a black star on the envelope?
I decided not.
You decided.
The name of the perfume is Know Your Fucking Place, soldier.